Hey folks, thanks for trusting enough to give us your email, and I think this is for once you're actually going to be glad that you took that action, because we're going to show you how to retire in 6 years a multimillionaire. First, let us tell you who we are. These are my daughters Kaylee and Morgan McKelvey. They're 23-year-old twin college dropouts. I'm very proud of that. They went to school to be business majors, and I basically told them, hey, you want to learn business, start your own business. So they promptly dropped out, and they went on to start their own business. They are now self-employed entrepreneurs. Like I was, and they're doing real well. Both of them are making over $150,000 a year in income. That's a lot to some of you, may not be a lot to some of you, but 23-year-old kids in this new economy, I think they're doing pretty good. They're also the founders of the Opportunity Club. They've also written 2 books. One's The Great American Retirement Hoax, where they dispel all the myths, propaganda, and everything thrown out to people on Wall Street. Very powerful book. And their latest book, The Power of the Tribe, which we have sent you a link to download that book. So it's free to you. We recommend highly that you read that book. It's a no-nonsense guide to financial freedom in the new economy. And it really explains what the Opportunity Club is all about. Now let me ask you something. If you're anything like me, and most people are, I remember back when I was 22, 23 years old, sitting in a car, I said to myself, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 36. Just so happened the year 2000 was going to come around when I was 36. I'm going to retire multimillionaire, a millionaire when I'm 36 years old. Well, back then, $1 million was a lot of dollars. It's not quite the same today, but we're going to show you how to make $4 million. So I'm sure most of you have asked or had that thought in your mind before. Let's don't kid each other. So we have something very exciting to show you. What if we can show you that you could be a multimillionaire in just 6 short years while just sitting on your butt watching sports? Well, if we can prove this is exactly what happened in the past and actually did better, and there's no reason to believe it won't happen again this year, wouldn't you consider just setting aside at least maybe $1,000 to take a chance? Don't worry, we can show you where to find the money. I mean, especially if the most you could lose is half of it. So in essence, you're only risking $500 for the chance at a little over $4 million in 6 years. Folks, you probably spend over $500 in lottery tickets over a couple of years. So exactly how can you turn $1,000 into over $4 million in 6 years? Well, it's really quite simple. You need to earn 400% annual returns on your money. And most people will laugh at that. You can't get 400% returns. Well, they're wrong. No, you can't get 400% returns invested in Wall Street, in a 401k, and all the traditional things that you're taught to do and all the propaganda that's thrown at you. But you can get 400% returns. In fact, we're going to show you several ways to get 400% annualized returns. Now, we realize it sounds crazy and it just sounds too good to be true. But like I said, inside of the club, we're going to show you several ways that you can get 400% returns or better with zero more work from you. That means you don't have to lift another finger. Just keep doing what you're doing today. Because if you get 400% returns, you can retire a millionaire, multimillionaire, in 6 years or less. So ask yourself this. Why are there so many millionaires? Most of them are self-made when they have the exact same amount of time in the day as you do. Because you simply don't know what you don't know. And maybe they know something that you don't. And today we're going to share with you something that you probably have never heard of before. So let's look at this. If you can get 400% annualized returns and you start with $1,000, okay, that means you quadruple your money at the end of the first year, so it grows to $4,000. You multiply that by 4, at the end of the second year, you're at $16,000. And if you keep on progressing at 400% returns, by the end of the 6th year, you have $4,096,000. That's how simple it is. Now, what I want you to do is remember the $16,000 number that you had at the end of 2 years. We're going to come back to that later. Okay, now that we know the formula for growing your money like that, where can you go to find 400% annual returns? Well, like I said, we're going to show you just one way that's hot right now that you can do that the minute you get involved in our club. Folks, massive returns are being earned in Las Vegas. I know everyone says you go there to lose money, but there are multimillionaires in Las Vegas known as handicappers. These guys bet professionally and make very good money. So instead of wagering all your money on Wall Street, which is what you're doing because Wall Street's the largest casino in the world, maybe now is the time to look at wagering on sports. Now, not all your money, just a portion of it. Diversify a little bit. So we're suggesting you allow a professional handicapper place your wagers for you, and you just sit back and watch the results. Now, I know that takes some of the fun out of it. You're not actually picking your own teams, but it's all about winning and growing your money. So let's look at some real results from our handicappers. So we're going to look at an example and follow, again, the real results. This is actually what happened in the 2014-2015 NCAA football and basketball seasons. Now, we just transposed these returns from their website that you'll have access to when you become a club member. We put it into an easy-to-read format. So let's just say you start with $1,000, and don't worry about that. We can teach you all kinds of ways to come up with that money. So their first bet-in day was August 30th, 2014, where they received a 10.3% return on the money. So their bankroll grew from $1,000 in one day to $1,103. Folks, in most 401ks, it would take an entire year to grow half that large. Their next betting day was September 6th, where they had a 25.5% return. We're not going to go through every single one of these numbers, but you can see there was a zero return that day. Here's a negative return, and here's NAs because they did not bet those days. And you can see how the bankroll is growing as we progress here. If we come out down here to December 17th, the bankroll they started with $1,000 has grown to $4,990. Our wager decides to cash out his original money. In fact, he takes out $3,204. Now the deal is you have to split your earnings with the handicapper. That's fair. So the handicapper gets $1,602 and the wager pocketed $1,602. But keep in mind they're leaving $2,500 in here to continue to grow. So they put their original $1,000 in their pocket, and they still have $602 left over to do whatever they want with. They're going to let the $2,500 continue to grow. And as I said, it progresses. Here's another down day. Right here you get into bowl season. You can see that there's bets going on every single day. These are daily returns. And it progresses. There's another down day. Another pretty good sized day. 2% returns daily are massive. Whoops. Where we get down to the end of the day, we're at February 11th, 2015. Their bankroll, their $2,500 that was left over, has grown now to $17,207. They take that out, they split it with the handicapper. They're left with $8,603 on top of the $1,600 they took out a month earlier. Folks, this happened in less than 6 months. They just turned $8,000 into $10,205. Now, if you continue this strategy for 6 short years, your money would have grown to over $4 million. Now let's see what happens when we take that $10,000 and we don't put it in our pocket to go spend. Let's just keep it going. Let's let it ride for the next season. And we're going to, again, use real numbers from our handicapper for the 2015-2016 seasons. Once again, we just transcribe the returns over to this easy to read table. And now we're starting with $10,000. Everything's the same. We're just calculating the money. You can see the positive returns here. Keeps going. There's 2 bad days. There's another bad day. There's another bad day. They don't win every day. And it keeps on growing. And now we go to April 20th, because that's the end of the NCAA basketball season, where the $10,000 has grown to $174,306. Cash out. The handicapper gets their half, $87,154, and you get $87,154. So you got your original $1,000 2 years that you started off with 2 years ago, plus $650 in your pocket, and you have $87,154. That's quite a bit more than the $16,000 we showed you in an earlier slide where you were only getting 400% returns. Now, if you just keep letting that ride, we'll let you use your own imagination. Keep in mind, we're showing you an average of about 850% returns each year. We're talking about turning $1,000 into $4 million if you only achieve a 400% annual return. So remember, you can start with just $500 at a 400% annual return, and your money will grow to over $2 million. If you want to start with $10,000, the sky's the limit. It's entirely up to you, what you're comfortable with. Again, nobody's telling you to cash out all your retirement. We're telling you maybe now is the time to look at something outside the box. In fact, this is going on, folks. Here's an article in the Huffington Post. This came out, when was it? June 10th, 2015. In-state betting has arrived. Senate Bill 443 into law on June 2nd, 2015, allowing Nevada-based companies to place what are called pull wagers for members of the business. Essentially, folks, this means you don't have to live in Nevada to gamble in Las Vegas any longer. And when you join the club, we'll explain all of this to you in detail. It goes on to say one of the major benefits is the level of transparency. The sports bettor will be able to watch an investment perform while watching the game. This differs greatly from the corporate boardroom, where the stock investor can only speculate as to why their stock rose or fell on a particular hour, day, or week. So when you're investing in stocks, you don't know what's going on. I could give you an idea. It's all speculation, but we won't go into that. We'll do that on a different webinar. As more and more investors shed their bias and come to grips with the idea that odds for sporting events are the work of statisticians and math wizards running complex formulas, the liquidity of the market will steadily grow. That means more and more money is going to come over here. Now's the time to jump on board. And college basketball and football are where they like to really put the wagers. Are you ready to start making these kinds of returns? So you can get involved today for as low as $500. Like I said, you can come in with any amount you want to get involved in this. But we have many other opportunities inside the club. You can participate in this one for as low as $500. And folks, that's maybe just 1 month contribution or 2 months contribution to your 401k. Pause your 401k for 2 months. It's maybe a couple months of coffee, maybe your gym membership for the entire year. These kinds of returns are beyond worth it. These kinds of returns make you wealthy. And again, we'll help you. We'll do a webinar showing you other places you can look for the money. Besides, folks, do you really think you wouldn't be tickled pink with just half of these results? Do you think you can skip a couple months of coffee to give this a try and go for it? I mean, don't you realize that Wall Street's just a big casino as well? Now, there's a lot more to show you on this opportunity, but we can only share with the club members. There's some very clever tricks we use to minimize your risk even more. Also, you'll have access as a club member to watch the live bets either on your desktop, or you can even download our app to your smartphone and follow the action. Once you become a club member, you'll immediately be added to our notification list for our first webinar, where we will fully disclose everything there is to know about our sporting club. We will show you just how to track your investments, see the picks right as the game starts, follow the action, and how to minimize your risk. And on that club member only webinar, we will also introduce you to the group of statisticians and math wizards that are behind our handicapper, who in 2014-15 season had a win percentage of 90%, and last year it was a 95% win rate. And we are anxious to see what they can do this season, which starts at the end of this month. So you really got to take action. Now, we know you're excited and ready to become a millionaire in 6 years of watching sports. Become a club member today. You got to take action. Our annual fee is only $49, but let me explain why we charge this $49. Unfortunately, we would love everyone to join our club for free. But in order for us to legally discuss opportunities like this and many more that we have inside our club, we must be classified as a club. And in order for that to happen, we must charge a very small membership fee. This gives us the freedom to come together as a group to make massive returns and grow huge wealth together. But what if sports aren't for you? Well, even if they're not, making money should be. We'd love to show you the past returns on the sporting club opportunity, because there's no way those returns shouldn't excite you. However, there is so much more that comes with being a member of the Opportunity Club. Live events. We're excited for all club members to meet, share ideas, and get involved. Not only will we be hosting webinars on a regular basis, educational webinars introducing you to different opportunities, we're also going to host live events so we can all get to know each other. And we're going to do these places quarterly, like Las Vegas and Miami. There's no telling what can happen when a group of like-minded individuals come together and share a common goal. We do have more opportunities sitting on the table right now. After all, we are the Opportunity Club. But let's define opportunity. It's a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. That's it. The right circumstances. So what is the Opportunity Club? Well, it's a place where like-minded individuals can come together and combine their resources, connections, talents, and skills to achieve financial freedom together. Folks, that's why Harvard graduates, Ivy League school graduates are so successful, because they have good connections and resources. If we combine all our connections and resources, there's no telling what can happen. It's a place to grow wealth with less work. So right now we have other opportunities to share that we can't wait to introduce to you. For example, if you're interested in real estate, you see all these fix and flip advertisements everywhere. Everyone's trying to sell you their program on fix and flip. That's old school. We have a method of flipping cars that will get you 520% annual returns on your money. You don't have to go out and find the cars. You just got to come to the club and you'll see how beautiful that is. And if cars aren't your thing, how about flipping horses? We didn't even know about this until Kaylee brought it to us. You can make better returns than that flipping horses. And we'll explain that to you when you become a club member. You're also going to have full access to a members area the training videos where I'm going to show you exactly how you can build websites in less than 5 minutes, give them away free to business owners, and literally make thousands of dollars a month giving something away for free. Not that that's what we want you to do. We don't want you to do more work, but it's there for you. We're also in the process of developing a software that every single business owner out there needs. They need it desperately, and it's simple to use. Now, we could build it ourselves. We have the money to build it ourselves. But why? When we can spread the risk around and help everybody else out. In fact, with the sporting club, we could do it ourselves. But we feel like that we would be doing our friends and family members a disservice if we didn't share it with people. You're going to have a voice too. If you have ideas, business ideas, software ideas, bring it to the tribe. Let's see if we can bring it to fruition. So if you have a unique idea and you just need capital, bring it to the club. What if you have money to invest and you want to diversify multiple businesses? Not multiple large cap companies on Wall Street, but real businesses that make real money that you have a little control in. Bring it to the club. Now, who out there hasn't tried internet or network marketing? I'm sorry, but the sad fact is that almost 98% of all people who try these avenues fail miserably and end up spending more money than they ever make. In the end, guys, it's all about making more money. Our club gives you a real chance to earn more with less work. Redirect what you're spending in these avenues to the club, and all your dreams could come true. Now, we want the club to grow. We all need the club to grow. When the club grows, everybody benefits. The more club members we have, the more ideas we have, the more capital for bigger opportunities we have, the more support, encouragement. The list goes on and on. The more people who participate allows us to scale at a much faster pace. So now, the $49 is really a deal breaker for you. Number one, we do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. We process through PayPal, and they force us to have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So after you see that first webinar, it's not right for you. Get your money back. We don't care. We'll move forward. But we wanted to create a way for you to get your annual fee back in your pocket by helping us to grow the club faster. So for every friend that you get to join the club, we're going to give you half of their annual membership due. So if you just get 2 people involved, you have your $49 back in your pocket. And we're going to show you exactly how to do that. All you got, as soon as you become a club member, you're going to be redirected to a video that shows you in fact, all you got to do is copy and paste and email this email to all your friends, and they'll go through the same funnel that you're going through right now. So let's face it, guys, this is not the economy our parents grew up. It's not the ones that I grew up in. Just a few years ago, all the top capitalized companies were traditional, like Exxon Oil. Now the top 5 are tech companies. 2 of them, Facebook and Google, all they do is make the majority of their revenue selling advertisement. You guys cannot be successful doing what we did, your parents did. This is the new economy, and the only way to be successful is to do something new. So join the Opportunity Club today. Football season is upon us. Click the link below to create your account and get started now. Now, we understand you don't know who we are. We understand you might be, oh, this is some gimmick. There's some catch to this. I'm giving $49 to someone. If that's the case, we do not want you to sign up right now. We want you to call or text us or email us. Get your questions answered. Now's the time to get your questions answered. Look, folks, we've already set aside $10,000 that we're going to be putting our money in right alongside yours into this. Like I said, we could take our $10,000 and grow it to Lord knows what, with or without you. And we thought we'd be doing a disservice if we didn't share this with other people. This is exciting. You should be excited by now. And it's not just the sporting club. It's everything inside the club. So if you're not ready to join, please at least pick up the phone, dial 720-325-5650. Either Kaylee or Morgan will answer the phone and talk to you, get to know you. After all, we do want to get personal with everybody. Or you can email us. Email either one of them at Kaylee or Morgan at theopportunityclub.com. Or there's an email down below with the phone number below. Look, folks, we want to welcome you ahead of time for joining the club. This is probably the biggest decision. Well, not the biggest. It's a pretty small decision. It's $49. But it's the best decision you'll make this year. So go ahead and get signed up or give us a call. We'll see you on that webinar where we explain everything in detail about the sport club. And thanks for stopping by.